What's up guys, how are you guys doing? In this video I want to go over the season 3 galactic disaster event, okay? And this thing, I'm having a lot of fun with this, man. I didn't think I was gonna be grinding a season like chaos mode this much, but this one is really fun, okay? I really do like it. And this season there's a lot of new things and new interactions that came with the season 3 chaos mode, like stuff like the new cards right here, okay? All these new cards, right? This is probably one of the base cards that were added to the game, right? When a linked card is used, draw one, right? So stuff like this, man. It's a lot of very interesting and cool stuff they added to the game, okay, with the season 3 right here. And the other thing they added, of course, the different like fates right here. For example, something like this, absolutely broken, right? What it does, it will greatly increase the chance for a card to spark an epiphany in battle area right here, okay? This is one of the best fate you could start around with, and this is amazing right here, okay? Or something like I'm saying, this one right here, okay? What does is, start with his turn, increase action count of all enemies by 2. This is also really good because there's with the new season 3 there are new like engraving equipment engraving interactions you could do with like increasing action gauge of the enemy, action meter of the enemy, stuff like that. And this is gonna come in handy, okay, for stuff like that, okay? So yeah, a lot of very cool fates, and of course a lot of equipment right here, okay? Probably some of the best ones that came with season 3 is like equipment wise, this is probably one of the best one right here, okay? That is this one right here, okay? What does is, it will, on extra attack, increase critical chance by 2% for 1 turn, 5 times per turn, okay? So yeah, every time your character does extra attack, they are increasing their crit chance, okay? So this is of course meant for somebody like Mari, okay, who does a lot of extra attacks, or even Diana, okay? She does similar thing as well, right? Or you got something like let me show you guys, right? This thing right here, right? That does so it's crushed angel phasers. What it does when an allied linked card are used, increase action count of all enemies by 2, right? Like I said, there's a lot of cool interaction you guys can do with increasing action count of the enemy, okay? So, and this is really good. And another one is the ordered baton. This is also another really good equipment that came with the season 3. What does it, each time a card is created, plus 20% damage amount for 1 turn, 2 times per turn, okay? So you get up to 40 damage increase, right? Of course, this is mostly going to be super effective with like somebody like Mari, because she is able to create a bunch of her, like, sword cards. And of course Diana does similar thing as well, right? So very good for them. And another one is right here, right? What does when attacked, 2 resonance to the attacker 3 times per battle, right? Very good. And you guys know what resonance does. It says on card discarded 80% extra attack, then decrease the resonance by 1, right? Okay? So yeah, it just will give you more like extra attacks right here, okay? Another one that came with the season 3 the season 3 update is Stale of Heresy, okay? Heresy, what this does, each time 3 cards are discarded through an ally ability, randomly inflict one of either vulnerable or make on a mark on a random enemy 5 times per turn, okay? This is also another really good one right here. Of course, vulnerable increases your damage, and mark pretty much let you do more extra attacks, okay? Which is crazy, right? So say when an attack card is used, 100% extra attack, tenacity damage equal to 0 cost card, decrease mark by 1, okay? Very good right there. Another one that came with the season 3 is of course this right here, right? The nightmare hairpin. What does when a single target attack card is used, increase action count of the target enemy by 2. Very good. And you got something like this one, Key of Sleep, 40% damage amount to attack cards, which is interesting, right? But the downside on this thing is when the target count of an attack card is 2 or more, minus 10% damage amount for each target, right? So if you are hitting multiple enemy, this is not going to be super effective because it's going to be lowering your damage, okay? Instead of getting 40%, it will decrease your damage by 30%. So you're only going to get like 10% damage boost, okay? Yeah, that's it's kind of unfortunate, like downside for this like gear, but you could still make it super effective, okay? Of course, you got the new cards as I mentioned, and you got the new fates, and of course the new persona cards, okay? The new persona cards, they got some pretty cool interactions, okay? And yeah, so when it comes to the personal cards, some of the base personal cards that were added to the game are like something like this, which is one of the base one. What does it would discard up to 2 cards. For each discarded 60% damage amount to attack card of this unit for 1 turn. Okay, this is one of the best personal you guys can get, and if you, especially if you have engraving that lets you activate this card when you discard it, or damage increase engraving. Okay, you could add on top of this. Okay. All right, one damage increase you guys can add is the 30% increased damage to attack card of this for unit for 1 turn. That one's really good on here. So you guys can discard the card, right, and also get the damage boost from it. Okay, so any damage increase engraving you guys can put on this is very good. Another one's a really good one right here. Okay, so draw 1, and when an attack card is drawn, 2 morals for 1 turn. Okay, that's another pretty nice one right here. And the other one you guys can go for is something like this also, especially on like somebody like Hyde Murray. This one's really good. What it does is it says draw 2, and for each attack card drawn, 100% coordinated attack, right? So the more extra attack for your characters, right? Another one you guys can do is, of course, something like this one right here. Okay, so this right here is also really good, but it's mostly good for like Hyde Murray and like Diana team. Okay, so what does it says? 15% increased damage amount to the next attack card used for each card in graveyard, and this thing can stack up to 150%. Okay, so if you have a bunch of cards in the graveyard, yeah, this card is going to be super effective in that kind of comp. Okay, because yeah, for each card in the graveyard, or if I'm not mistaken, it's a discard pile, right? Pretty much you're gonna get that stacking up like damage increase. Okay, so those are some of the personal cards you guys can pick up with season 3, and they're really good ones. Okay, another one is of course this right here. Okay, if you guys are using a character with a bunch of like quits cards and stuff like that, what does it will discard 1 random quits card from draw pile. Okay, so this one's really good. And of course, if you have the engravings that let you activate this card when you discard it, that's even better. Okay, so yeah, very, very good right here. Okay, a lot of really good new personal cards. You guys already know that this one is a really good one, right? 250% damage and 3 shockwave. This version of the personal card been in the game for a while now, and still really good. Okay, and what shockwave does when a target inflicted with this effect is attacked through a card, 300% fixed damage to all other target on effect activation. Right, very, very good right there. So yeah, so those are just a couple of personal cards that came out with the season 3, and yeah, all of them are pretty effective one. Okay, and of course, if we look at some of the cards as well, right, something like this also absolutely broken, right? When four cards are discarded, 1 AP, right? Amazing right here. Okay, it's an upgrade card that generates you AP every time you discard up to 4 cards. Okay, so very, very good right here. So a lot of new cards that came out with the season 3, and it's amazing right here. Okay, and of course, as always, you got the boss fights right here. Okay, you have this one. This is a new addition to the boss fight right here. The cruel bone right here, and then you got the great rift right here, which is a score challenge. This will unlock in 24 days. Again, right, and then you got the story mode that came out with season 3 as well, right? And yeah, it's not as big as like the season 2 like additions when it comes to like equipment amount and like, you know what I'm saying, cards amount and stuff like that, but it's very good. Okay, and of course, another thing that came with the season 3 is, of course, one of the best thing I've seen in the game so far is the sweep function right here. Okay, so this pretty much the way this works is you pretty much click on the sweep enter button right here, and once you click it, it pretty much just goes through everything, all the chaos stages, and then it will automatically skip any battle and stuff like that. Okay, so we just skip everything all the way to the end, and then you could, if you get lucky, you could get a pretty good build, or if you didn't get lucky, you're gonna get a shitty build. Okay, but yeah, it's a pretty cool like sweep function. So if you want to do your weekly, like to reach that the 8,000 weekly goal right here, right? To reach that 8,000 goal right here, so let me show you guys. So this right here, right, the weekly goal, you guys can't just sweep that thing like a couple of times, all right, using this thing, and finish that weekly event. Okay, or weekly like resource farming. Okay, So one of the best things that came out with the game. Okay, I like it. I do really like it. Okay, of course you could actually lose when you are doing the sweep function. You could actually lose. Okay, if you picked a stage with like a real like annoying like what I'm saying effects right here. Okay, so let's say something like you can erase and then you have something like that would discard cards. So stuff like this, right? You could potentially lose if you are using something like this. Okay, so yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, very good effect right here. Okay, one thing I do like about the Theater of Illusion chaos mode, or like season 3 like chaos mode, is it's actually a lot easier to get like a bunch of like card remove event and like card copy events. Okay, in this chaos mode. Okay, it's actually very nice. Okay, I like it. I've been like having no issue like removing cards and like duplicating cards, so it's been a lot easier. Definitely, man, compared to like season like 1 or 2. Okay, because I don't know, for some reason it's way better. Okay, and the map is absolutely beautiful, by the way, which with each like chaos mode, or each new like chaos mode, the map graphics just keep going up. Okay, it's amazing. Okay, of course, as you can see, you got difficulties right here for each, for every chaos and new like chaos mode, you're gonna get all this difficulty right here. Okay, up to difficulty 10, which is pretty good, of course. And with the season 3 chaos mode, we also got the new upgrades right here, which is let me just load this real quick. All right, so yeah, you got this one right here, the environmental variable that came with season 3 right here. Okay, this one is not super effective, but there are a couple important ones that you guys can pick up here. Definitely make sure to do so. Okay, the first one is this right here, this upgrade, the last one right here. What it does is +3 personal card engraving and reward refresh count. Okay, this is one of the best one you guys want to pick up for season 3. Okay, it's gonna make it a lot easier to get the engraving you guys want on your persona cards. Okay, because there's a lot of very cool interaction you guys can do with the persona cards. Okay, and like with gear and persona card combination. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, right, persona card with engraving that lets you activate the card when you discard it. It's like one of the best ones you guys can pick up, or any of like the damage increase engravings you guys can get. Okay, those are really good on a persona card. Okay, another one you guys can definitely pick up is right here, right? +3 additional persona battle area appearance. Okay, so this one, it pretty much increases this persona card battle area to appear more frequently, okay, than normal. So definitely upgrading this is nice if you guys want to make sure you guys are getting a lot of like persona card areas. Definitely make sure to upgrade this as well. And one of the best one is right here. Let me show you guys. I think it was yeah, so right here, this one's also a really good one right here. Okay, what does it in chaos with a song rippling through the stars option applied equipment with engraving effect has a 20% chance to appear. What this means is pretty much when you go inside like the save zone and you claim like a reward, right, a gear reward, or like inside the shop, especially in the dialing shop, you could actually get gears that are already engraved. So you could get a bunch of gears that are already engraved, and if you get lucky, you could get some pretty strong engraving gears. Okay, so this is definitely one of the best ones you guys want to pick up, right, on this upgrade. So there's a lot of cool upgrades, but most of the upgrades are revolved around persona cards and like gear engraving and stuff like that. Okay, but yeah, definitely make sure to max this out. It's pretty simple, right? You could probably max this out in like a day. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Okay, but yeah, so season 3 wise, is it better than season 2? I think it is. I think it is because of the amount of cool like interactions they added to the game. It's actually really cool, man. And I definitely like it a lot more than season 2 personally, because yeah, and it's a lot easier to get like card copy event and like divine epiphanies and stuff like that. For some reason, it's actually a lot easier. I like it. So yeah, overall, season 3 chaos mode, very good, guys. Okay, very good. Let me know what you guys think about the season 3 chaos mode, and of course, right, especially with the addition of the like this editing materials right here, right, inside the shop, is freaking amazing right here. Of course, in 24 days we're gonna unlock this second supply shop right here, and that's where you're gonna pick up your universal dupe as well, right, and other materials right there. But yeah, very good. Of course, with all season 3s, all new seasons, you're gonna get a bunch of new missions right here. Okay, that you guys can do, and yeah, very cool. Okay, so yeah, overall I like it. Okay. Anyways, that is it for the video, man. Just going over just doing a quick like overview of the the season 3 chaos mode and everything, what I think about it. I think it's pretty good, right? I like it. I think they need to keep doing more of like this season like type of chaos mode in the future, because yeah, it creates so many new builds, man, with a new build right here. And of course with the season 3 as well, new like divine epiphanies are also a thing, right? For example, let me show you guys. Okay, you guys can get something like this right here for the new season. So let me show you guys. So you guys can get a new divine epiphany that lets you apply like initiation to a card like this, right? Or you could do something like this, right here, right? Treat it as a common card, draw one common card, right? These are a couple of like new divine epiphany you guys can pick up inside the season 3 chaos mode. Okay, which and this one right here especially, like treat it as a common card effect right here is very powerful. Okay, especially in a draw support like Veronica and stuff like that. It's very good. Okay, because pretty much if you manage to duplicate this, treat it as a common card, a divine epiphany, multiple times, whenever you activate that card, you're actually gonna be cycling. You're gonna be drawing this card again. Okay, so for example, let's say this card right here is a draw support card. Okay, and I have like 4 of these cards right here. Okay, so what ends up happening is, since all of them have the common card tag on them, what does it, when I use this, if you guys don't have any other common cards in your deck, you're actually going to be drawing this card again, and you can just cycle through it. Okay, so actually very effective way to kind of build your support card especially. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the examples of the new divine epiphanies. Okay, you guys can pick up. Okay, so definitely, man, there's a lot of new build you guys can do with season 3 chaos mode, and yeah, it's exciting. I like it, and I'm having a lot of fun grinding it and stuff like that. Okay, but yeah, thanks for watching, and of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye bye.